came to the church, the Catholic Church, 20 years ago. So this year it was my 20th anniversary of going through the RCIA program myself. And when it was over, it's really interesting that you mentioned the I guess the dynamic is kind of the word of this journey that we're all on. Whenever I've talked with students that come into the program, myself included, no one has had the same story. Everyone has had a unique encounter with Christ and felt his call, felt that knock at the door, and then finally invited him in. And so I came into the church, and when you're done the program, then you're left with, okay, now what? I've gone through this year-long journey to get to the part, in my case it was the confirmation, watching my fellow students, some of them getting baptized, and saying, okay, now what? And I had been an instructor in my Protestant church, and so maybe it was a little presumptuous, but I said, can I help? And the great thing about this parish is if you offer to help, they're going to let you help. And so, yeah, they said, yeah, we could use some instructors. And so I kind of jumped into the role fairly early on, and in various capacities over the last 20 years, I've been involved in the RCIA program. And it's just been great. I think what stands in the way for most of us in doing something like this and accepting the call that Christ gives to us is our own fear of, I'm not worthy. We kind of probably feel a little bit like Peter of when Jesus makes that call to him, and his response is, well, leave me, Lord, I'm a sinner. And I think Jesus is kind of going, yeah, I already know that, but you've got a job to do. And he calls us, and then we respond. And so we're all going to feel unworthy. We're all going to feel like we don't have whatever it takes to do the job. But the beauty of this is God gives us those tools. He gives us those gifts. It's not up to us. He will give us the talents, literally, and then say, now go and use them. And when a person feels called into this, maybe they'll stumble a little bit along the way. Won't matter. He's using us to achieve his ends.
Kind of heard the call directly to ministry from Christ about 9 years ago while I was in school. And I transitioned in school towards a theology degree and was almost immediately called right back to the Catholic Church. I went in thinking, I'll probably become, a United pastor. And I think it took about 3 weeks for me to return to the Catholic faith at that point. And this was a Protestant school. Like, there was nothing, Christ was clearly at work there. And so there was a period of time of discernment, and it ended up that I'm now in love with a beautiful woman. We'll be married in a couple weeks. And to this ministry, I think specifically, it was walking through the journey with her and watching her become Catholic, watching her study these things with a group of other people. And it was just beautiful to see the heart of the ministry. I think watching people come into their own, right? There's so much diversity in the faith that it's not, uniform. To see someone to grow in knowledge of Christ, but also to see how he helps them to flourish as a person. It's incredible. I think that probably is a fairly common worry for people, is that that's been the idea of like the role of a catechist, but I think even as a sponsor, they're like, well, I don't know anything. I don't know enough. How could I engage with this? And it's really not about your knowledge. That you're going to know what you need to know because the Holy Spirit and Christ are going to give it to you. They're going to guide you in that part, that they're really looking for you to be with them, right? To walk with people and guide them to Christ it's more about, your life, your heart